for hot laps, followed by 305s, and then qualifying for the modifieds and pro late models. We'll finish up with hot laps for the street stocks and Hornets before heat action. Midget cars making their way onto the track here for hot laps tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway. They'll bring it all to you. This is the Jacksonville Summer Midget Series, Mr. Ryan Kent Jr.
First car that got pushed off is now making his way through the infield. New Berlin, Illinois native Jake Newman. Jake Newman over there in car number 3 in. At Brand Professional Agriculture number 3 in. Just behind him with a bright orange frame, black body. Wrangled over in Indiana. 21D is Justin Dickerson. Justin Dickerson in the bright orange frame, the black body, number 21D, in the middle of turns number 3 and 4. Car getting pushed off on the bottom side of turn number 2 from outside Springfield. Car 97A, Austin Odell. Austin Odell in car number 97A. Car sitting here on the front stretch of the Sherman Oil, car 3B, Shelby Bosey. Shelby Bosey in car number 3B. Sitting on the back straightaway on the entrance to turn number 3 of 2018. Lucas Oil Power Award non-link sprint car champion. Picked up 3 wins this year behind the wheel. This non-link sprint car, Riley Kreisel. Riley Kreisel with a rare appearance in a midget tonight in car number 56, car 56 for Riley Kreisel. Just in front of him, car number 88, Tyler Nelson. Tyler Nelson in car number 88. We have a long track to come and race with us here tonight. And in front of him, car number 50, Daniel Adler. Daniel Adler in car number 50, the brightly colored orange, blue, and white, number 50 machine. Number 3W here along the front straightaway, Brandon Welty. Welty in car number 3W. Mentioned about Jake Newman in car number 3 in, winner here a couple weeks ago in the midget. With hashtag Do It For Grady on the visor as well, the nameplate. Good friend of many in Grady Chandler. Thoughts continue to be with him, recovering from a non-link sprint car accident out in Oklahoma. Still dealing with some complications from that. Cars mainly in heat race number 1, a couple from heat 2 made their way out here. But getting set to go with the first of 2 hot lap practice sessions here tonight. Total of 15 midgets here tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway. 1 week after the inaugural Jacksonville Midget Championships, claimed by Indiana native Zeb Wise 1 week ago, out of the Clausen Marshall Racing stable. Who could it be tonight? Some heavy hitters, couple surprises as well. But it made your way here to Jacksonville on this Friday night. Bit of a quiet week for midget racing here in the Midwest after a busy couple of weeks. But what should be a great Friday night of midget racing here at the Jacksonville Speedway. So we continue all of the Jacksonville Summer Midget Series. Alan Motley, race director here tonight, starts to give drivers word over the one-way radio system. Start to get them a loud pedal a little bit. And hot lap practice session number 1 underway. Fastest in hot lap practice session number 1 for the Midgets in car 3 in Jake Newman. Jake Newman with a time of 12.308. Quickest there in the first hot lap practice session. Second to the 3B of Shelby Bosey. Daniel Adler third in car 50. Fourth to 97A Austin Odell. Tyler Nelson fifth in the 88 in. Followed by Brandon Welty in the 3W Riley Kreisel in the 56. And Justin Dickerson eighth in car 21D.
305 sprint cars, you need to be in staging now for hot laps, please. 305 sprint cars, you need to begin reporting to staging now for hot laps if you are not there already.
Cars for hot lap practice session number 2 make their way onto the speedway. 3 cars tonight out of the Keith Coons Kerback and Janian stable. The first one that rolls and sits on the bottom side of turn number 3, Oklahoma native. In car number 9, Dason Persley. In car number 9 behind him out of California. The JBL by Harmon, number 97K, Jesse Love. Jesse Love, just 14 years old, one of the rising stars in all of racing. Car number 97K. Another youngster sets the bottom side of turn number 4. Indiana native. Dad spent some years behind the wheel of a Silver Crown car. Car number 15 for the Petrie Group. That is Emerson Axum in car number 15. Car getting pushed off on the front straightaway. Picked up her first career midget win last week, winning the Open here at the Jacksonville Speedway. At a Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Sirius XM 67K, Holly Holland in car 67K. Behind her getting pushed off in car number 23. David Bundress in car number 23. Behind him, the 30T, Tyler Van Tol in car number 30T. Some heavy hitters here in the second hot lap practice session. Most of these drivers in the second heat race as well. We get them scattered out. They don't have to be in one or the other. A couple of the most talented young open wheel stars with us here this evening, especially on display during this hot lap practice session. Mentioned Jesse Love of the 97K as he rolls along the back straightaway. Talented young racer. Wins on pavement, a late model, pavement, a midget. We're very talented. Spoke about the young man here on the front stretch in the 15. That FK Rodins Petrie Motorsports number 15 of Emerson Axum. Picked up an $8,000 micro win earlier this year. They'll get set to go here for the few nights in the midget. How about practice session number 2? Fastest in hot lap practice session number 2 goes the 9 Machino Dason Posley at a 12.330. Second to the 67K of Holly Holland at a 12.350. Third to the 97K of Jesse Love at a 12.5. Followed by Emerson Axum in car number 15. Tyler Van Tol, 30T, and David Bundress unfortunately had to pull off with some issues. Those of you back in the video do have a race monitor up and rocking tonight. So those of you that aren't able to catch all the lap times are able to check in with your cell phone and use Race Monitor here tonight to pick up some lap times as we work throughout the evening. Racetrack starting to get pretty racy. Saw some guys starting to work around the top. Even a couple of guys started to ride the bicycle just a little bit. But hopefully none of these 305 sprint car drivers or any of our other racers start to ride that bicycle. I'll tell you what, a couple of weeks ago, kind of the focus was the open wheel portion. We had a heck of a late model feature race, and I think we're going to have a track similar to that here tonight. Big old cushion on top, plenty of wide racing, and a lot like that last week as well, guys. It'll be on top, middle, bottom. That's the fun thing about here at the Jacksonville Speedway.
305s making their way onto the track for hot laps tonight here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Pro late models, you can begin making your way back to staging for qualifying. Pro late models, you can begin making your way back to staging for qualifying. Cars on the track here in session number 1 of hot laps for the 305s includes the B8, the silver and white B8 on the backstretch. That's Mr. Ben Wagner. He's followed up by the 17 of Mr. Paulie Haley. From Weldon, Illinois, the 01 of Garrett Duff sits on the backstretch in turn number 2, right beside the X car. That's Mr. Robbie Standridge. Over in turn number 1, the 84, also out of Weldon, Illinois, is Mr. Tyler Duff. And over in turn number 3, that's the 32 of Mr. Jeff Tuxhorn. Once again, pro late models, you can begin making your way to staging for qualifying. Pro late models, begin making your way to staging for qualifying, please. Fastest lap time in flight number 1 of the 305 sprint qualifying goes to Mr. Tyler Duff in the 84 car, a time of 11.784 seconds, followed by the X car of Robbie Standridge, a time of 11.896. Garrett Duff logged a time of 11.968 as we get ready for flight number 2 of tonight's 305 sprint car class here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Matt Fair leads the field out. He's in the 00 car, making his way into the infield and backstretch. He's followed out of the Chapin, Illinois native, the 3-time winner here in the 305 sprint car class, winner of his last 4 appearances here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5W of Paul Nienheiser. Back on the front stretch, Bailey Goldsberry is here tonight out of Springfield, Illinois. She's in the 4 car, making the way to turn number 1 is the 44. That is Jeff Mata. The black and blue 70 is Mr. Eric Shelton. And the 9T coming into turn number 1 is Mr. Dylan Tuxhorn. Pro late models, you need to be in staging for qualifying now, please. Pro late models, you need to be in staging for qualifying now. Modifieds need to be in staging for qualifying, then pro late models. My apologies on the mistake. Modifieds need to be in staging for qualifying, followed by pro late models. Night number 2 of the 305 sprint cars wraps up here at the Jacksonville Speedway, getting ready for qualifying tonight. For their car UMP modifieds here at the Jacksonville Speedway, we'll follow that up with qualifying for the pro late models and then hot laps for the street stocks and Hornets. 12 cars in the modified sheet tonight. 2 qualifying groups to set the heats later on in the evening. Principals joining us alongside here in the scoring tower tonight. Alan Motley working the flags up in the front of the scorer's tower. Adam Mackey running race control. Justin Kinsey and Jen helping along on the scoring side here as well. Hank Pollock and Tommy Casson running the infield crew tonight. With a cast of thousands that help make the races go every week here at the Jacksonville Speedway. On the track tonight for qualifying, coming back into turn number 2, that's the 99B of Mr. Brandon Ryan. He's followed by the 00S, that is Mr. Cody Stillwell heading into the backstretch. Fastest time for Cody Stillwell, a lap of 14.115 seconds. Brandon Ryan checks in at a time of 14.290 seconds to kick off qualifying here in the modified class tonight. As we bring on the next 3 cars, that's led off by the 16S of Mr. Steve Stolter. Coming across the start-finish line tonight in the 10K, that's going to be Kelly Kofsky. And the last car here in our next group is the 27, that's Craig Roden. Once again, pro late models begin making your way to the staging for qualifying. Pro late models begin making your way to the staging for qualifying. Kelly Kofsky grabs the quick time now, logs a lap of 13.583 seconds to grab the first spot in group number 1. Steve Stolter finishes second in group number 1 with a time of 13.844 seconds, and Craig Roden jumps up to the third position with a time of 13.869. Cody Stowell rounds out group number 1 with a time of 14.115, and Brandon Ryan rounds out the group of number 1 with a time of 14.290. Tommy Shepard was scheduled to qualify in group number 1 here in race traffic that he had a little bit of an engine problem getting the car started, and will risk qualifying here in group number 1. Jeff Yates kicks off things for group number 2. He's in the 70, followed by the 22. That's Coastal Ryan Blakeman. Rounding out the first group here in group number 2 is Mr. Smooth Steve Tybalt coming across the start-finish line of the 36. Blakeman fastest to the first set of qualifiers of group number 2 with a time of 13.926 seconds. He's followed by the 36 of Steve Tybalt, clocking a time of 14.018. Jeff Yates currently sits in third for group number 2 with a time of 14.173 as we get ready to wrap up qualifying for group number 2. Pro late models, you need to be in staging now, please, for qualifying. Pro late models, you need to be in staging now for qualifying. Wrapping up the set here for group number 2, Russ Coltis comes out first in the 9C. He's followed by the 2, that's Mr. Jimmy Miller out of Jacksonville, Illinois. And rounding out the field with the 78 is Jeff Ray. Jeff Ray grabs the quick time in group number 2 with a time of 13.871 seconds. The 2 car of Jimmy Miller logs the time of 14.452. That will qualify him 5th in the group number 2. Russ Coltis did not log an official lap as he took off the track early. So your final qualifying for group number 2 will look like this: Jeff Ray, Ryan Blakeman, Steve Tybalt, Jimmy Miller, and Russ Coltis, your group of 6 in group number 2 for qualifying. Getting ready for Kendall Pro Late Models Street Stocks. Dirt Car UMP Street Stocks. You can begin making your way to staging for hot laps. Dirt Car UMP Street Stocks. Begin making your way to staging for hot laps. Kyle Van Dorn leads off group number 1 of the qualifying. He's in the 2K car on the back stretch. It's a 54. That is Tory Harder. Rounding out the first set here in group 1 out of Ashland, Illinois, the 11E of Brandon Eskew. Brandon Eskew grabs the fastest lap out of the first set of qualifiers here in group number 1 with a time of 13.288 seconds. Tony Harder finishes second fastest with a time of 13.810, and Kyle Van Dorn rounds out the group of 3 in third with a time of 14.172. Dominic Mertzke waits up our next set of qualifiers here in group number 1. He's on the backstretch in the 7M. Coming around turn number 1 and 2, that's the 27 of Colby Shepard. A spin around in turn number 4 for the 27 of Colby Shepard brings out a quick caution flag here during qualifying for the Kinder Oil Throw Late Models. Dominic Mertzke grabs the fastest lap out of the second group of qualifiers here in group number 1 with a time of 13.667 seconds, followed by Colby Shepard. Colby outpaced Dominic by just a hair with 13.429 seconds. So the running order in the first group of late model qualifying: Brandon Eskew, Colby Shepard, Dominic Mertzke, Tony Harder, and Kyle Van Dorn. Your group of 5 for heat number 1 in that order. Drivers coming out for group number 2 of Kinder Oil Throw Model qualifying out of Midgets, Illinois. Danny Woodruff comes out first here at 45. He's followed by the 1M of Andy Minette and the 25 out of Jacksonville, Illinois. That's Tucker Finch. UFP Street Stocks, you need to be in staging, please. Durcar UFP Street Stocks, please report to staging for hot laps. Woodruff grabs the fastest lap out of the first set of qualifiers in group number 2 with a time of 13.305 seconds, followed by Tucker Finch with a time of 13.712. Andy Minette rounds out the set with a time of 13.788 seconds. Dirt Car UFP Street Stocks, you need to be in staging now for hot laps, please, as we round out qualifying. The Kinder Oil Pro Late Models group number 2, leading things out is the 38J of Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois. And right out of here in the Jacksonville area, the 75C of Chuck Mitchell. Trouble over in turn number 2 for the 38J of Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois. Brings out a yellow flag here. And Kindle Pro Late Model qualifying tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway as Cody Kitzelman and the crew sprint over to turn number 2 to check things out. Hornet cars, you could begin making your way to staging, please, for hot laps. Hornet cars, begin making your way to staging for hot laps, please. Once again, last call for the Dirt Car UMP Street Stocks. Make your way to staging for hot laps, followed by Hornet cars. We'll get opening ceremonies and track prep ready to go. And we'll begin heat racing here at the Jacksonville Speedway very shortly. Hopefully you're getting settled in tonight. Get something hot to eat underneath in that concession stand, get something cold to drink there at the Hall of Fame Lounge, and get settled in for a fun night with 6 classes of racing tonight here at the Jacksonville Speedway. First night in a while we've been racing on Friday night here at the Jacksonville Speedway. 3 Sundays in a row we were here as we amended the schedule just a little bit to accommodate for some other area events and to make up for some rainouts here that we've had earlier in the season. We'll be back on Sunday, September 1st. Will be our next night here at the Jacksonville Speedway. A whole bunch of fun coming your way on Sunday, September 1st, highlighted by the War Sprint cars. And so local support classes as well. It's going to be a great night. Sunday, September 1st. The next night we'll be back here at Jacksonville.
You know, we had kind of a warm-up to that with non-lane cars just last week. And then again on Labor Day weekend. Get my warm up, get back to work.
Chuck Mitchell qualifies with a time of 13.603 seconds. That's going to be good enough for second in group number 2 as Denny Woodworth grabs the pole position for heat number 2, followed by Tucker Finch, Andy Bennett, and Jake Little rounding out the field. Once again, Hornet cars, make your way to staging for hot laps now, please. Hornet cars, make your way to staging for hot laps. Laps ready to go here for the street stock class at the Jacksonville Speedway tonight. Braden Bilger leads off the field. He's in the bright orange and white 17B out of Jacksonville, Illinois. He's followed by the orange and white 46. That's Mr. Chad Myers. Back tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway, ladies and gentlemen, the matte black and gray 89 is the smooth criminal, Mr. Mike Jackson. He's followed by a 4-time winner here in the street stock class this season of the Jacksonville Speedway. From Cerro Gordo, Illinois, the T5 is Mr. Terry Reed. The 72C is Chet Peak. And coming into turn number 2 in the back 6 is a 2C, that's Andy Zod. From Jacksonville, Illinois, rounding out the field is the 67R of Rudy Zaragoza. Checkered flag flies for the hot lap session here for the dirt car UMP Street Stocks. The last three cars we did not get to introduce in the field before engines got loud, including the 67R of Rudy Zaragoza, the 22 of Daryl Dick, and the 26B, that's Paul Lopet. 9 cars on the street stock schedule tonight, 2 heats scheduled, followed by the pit feature for all 9 cars later on in the evening. Hot laps for Hornets cars coming out here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Seven cars tonight qualified, registered here in the Hornet lineup, including the 31, that's Jacob Shanks, the 04 of Steve Stein, the 22 of Mike Eskew, the 24 of Bill Basco, the 28 of Jim Dudling, the 30 is Nick Johnson, the 21D out of Jacksonville, Illinois is Mr. Josh Dove. Cars make their way off the track. Tommy Shepard is going to get one lap here in the T6 car. But once again, we had a little trouble getting the T6 fired up earlier during qualifying. They've got the old bad T6 fired up, and we'll give them a lap around the track to see how things handle for Tommy Shepard. Midget cars, you can begin reporting to staging, please. Midget drivers, you can begin reporting to staging for hot laps as Tommy and Hank make a few laps around the track here to get things ready to rock and roll tonight on a 6-class program at the Jacksonville Speedway. So happy you all are joining along with us on what is a beautiful night here, Ryan. I don't think we could ask for much better weather here during the latter days of August.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like since we got over the hump early in the year where we couldn't really catch a break, since that point, really, for all of July and into August.
Rex Battery, serving Jacksonville for over 35 years, carries over 75,000 batteries, offering a variety of services, including custom-built battery packs for all your battery-operated tools. Rex Battery specializes in rebuilding starters, alternators, and generators, saving their customers money. If you need a battery tested or replaced, come to Rex Battery in Jacksonville. At Rex Battery, Mark, Devin, and John have the knowledge and experience to provide all your battery needs.
Get ready, St. Louis. Your home for world-class racing and the only track showcasing IndyCar. NASCAR. And NHRA. Has joined forces with Worldwide Technology, the most innovative supply chain company on the planet. Worldwide Technology Raceway, a new name, a bright future, and the ultimate global showcase for the St. Louis region.
Especially those wing cars, put it right up on the fence.
It was a whole lot of fun, and we remind you, if you were here, the most important thing is to hold on to your wristband. That is the most important part. If you were here for the last time, we had the Outlaw show, and then we're rained out before the feature events. Bring your wristband. You will need that to get back in without additional charge. If you do not have your wristband, you will end up incurring another admission fee. So, of course, come back, enjoy another wonderful night. That is Wednesday, September 25th. No support classes, just the World of Outlaws will be here tonight on that night, starting at 7 o'clock. Once again, midget drivers, you need to begin reporting to staging, please. Midget drivers, you need to begin reporting to staging for heats.
You know, I've had some questions as well of, is this night that night, or unfortunately All-Stars not able to make their way back here this year, so no All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Car race. The only real other big change that we had was now that October 5th and 6th day, which was going to be regular midgets along with a MOA Sprint Car race, is now MOA Sprint Cars and Power Ride midgets. Just a little bit of an extra added on incentive for that 2-day show coming up in October. We also added another Power Ride date in there as well, added the non-wing Sprint Car race on September the 1st. So at this time, that's the last changes. May be able to go in a little bit later into October, depending on if Mother Nature cooperates or not, but we'll see.
And you can get all of those changes online at JacksonvilleSpeedway.com. Check on the 2019 schedule link. We've got all of the amended updates made. And of course, follow us along on social media channels at Facebook and Twitter as well. And howdy to everybody watching along on YouTube tonight. Collegiate man Colin Dobson is running the camera tonight.
He was almost late here today.
Well, that's what happens when you go to college. You lose all track of time. 8 o'clock classes or 9 a.m. arrivals, lunches at 4 p.m., dinners at 10. I mean, it's a whole different deal when you're in college.
He was allowed to sleep in until like 2 o'clock today, and nobody could say anything bad about it. So
exactly.
Nobody knew about it. So he's able to work along. Tommy Cook back there pushing the buttons as well for our YouTube production here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you feeling on a Friday night here at the Jacksonville Speedway? Now, let's be real. The crowd's a little bit lighter tonight, Ryan, so we're going to have to be doubly loud. We encourage you to be doubly loud tonight because the crowd's just a little bit less than what we've had the past few weeks.
This is one of those nights you get to spread out a little bit, get away from your neighbor, relax.
Get relaxed, stretch your legs. So let's try it again. Are you ready to go racing tonight, Jacksonville? Oh, That's a much better. Thank you so very much. My name is Brian Shoemaker. This is Mr. Ryan Kent Jr. We are very happy, humbled, and honored to have you spending your hard-earned dollars and well-earned time with us tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway. First and foremost, as we always do, we need any former or current military members to please raise your hand. If you have raised your hand, would you please stand up if you are able? If you are still sitting, would you please clap louder than you just did for Ryan and I, for these brave men and women who sacrificed their time away from their family, their friends, their loved ones, to keep us safe and sound and keep us the best darn country in the whole world. Your sacrifice is never forgotten here at the Jacksonville Speedway. We kindly ask you all, if you are able, to please rise to your feet and remove any caps and covers that you may be wearing, and face the American flag on the infield with your hand over your heart for tonight's playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. And roll here on Odell Service Center tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway, a 6-class program ready to come your way tonight on a beautiful evening here in Jacksonville, Illinois. We lead things off tonight with our Jacksonville Summer Midget Series. Leading things off is the voice of the Summer Midget Series, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ryan Kent Jr.
2 heat races tonight for the Jacksonville Summer Midget Series. Getting into believe this is regular show at number 5 on the year for the Midgets. Everybody going to the big dance tonight. Some young drivers in the field trying to get laps. It's a good place to get them as well. The first heat race tonight on the pole in car number 97A will be Austin Odell. To his outside in car number 9, Dason Pursley. Row 2 on the inside, young driving sensation out of California. Car number 97K is Jesse Love. To his outside, car 3 in, Jake Newman. Row 3 on the inside, and some issues in hot laps earlier tonight. Hopefully able to resolve those. Car 23 in, David Bundress. To his outside, a winner of the Open last week, grabbed her first career midget win. Car 67K is Miss Holly Holland. And your fourth and final row on the inside, Indiana Racer car 21D, Justin Dickerson. To his outside. And car 3W, first midget star of the year here at Jacksonville, Brandon Oilty.
.305 sprint cars, you can begin making your way to staging, please. 305 sprint cars, you can begin making your way to staging for heat action here tonight. As Ryan told you, just 2 heats tonight here on the Summer Midget Series as cars push off around the High Bank quarter mile of the Jacksonville Speedway. Local fire crew, ambulance here tonight as well, always keeping us safe and sound as they do every week here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Once again, principals at trackside tonight, Alan Molly working the flags, Adam Mackey working race control, Kinsey, Justin, and Jen working the scoring, Tommy Casson and Hank Pollock working the infield crew.
And you and I are maintaining the circus at the moment.
Maintaining the circus here, that's what we do. We're in charge.
Unfortunately, this is my last night in charge. The Ryan and Brian show is finished after tonight, but been a good point of the year. We're going to have some fun here this evening to wrap it all up. First of 2 midget heats, you can see cars have been firing around the speedway. You can see the 23 David Bundress push back off. the distance here in heat race number 1. Again, 8 laps the distance. Everyone going to the big dance. Just how they sort themselves out. Austin O'Dell, Dason Persley in row at number 1. Jesse Love, Jake Newman in row 2. David Buntress, Holly Holland in row 3. Justin Dickerson, Brandon Welty in row 4. 8 laps. Everyone to the big dance off. Turn number 4. Going to do a little prance. Here we go. Back to the inside. Persley, I think, has a right rear going down. Dason Persley has to get on the fence. He does. Dason Persley with a flat right wheel tire, and he is going to get to the pit area. Tough break for Dason Persley in car number 9. Now makes an even better battle for the lead. Here comes Austin O'Dell back to the front. Side by side back behind him for third. Battle up front between Newman and O'Dell. 2 names synonymous with Central Illinois Midget Racing. Newman to the inside at car number 48, the new Roland Illinois racer. From just down the road, right on the tail. The Springfield Illinois name down the back seat. Our lengths at turn 3 and 4. White Silk in there. One more trip around here. Jacksonville in heat race number 1. Austin O'Dell on O'Dell service center night. Works his way down the back chute and into turns 3 and 4. In car 97A, can he hold on for the win? At the line, give the win to Austin O'Dell. How about heat race number 1 there, race fans? Picking up the win, car 97A. How about it for Austin O'Dell? By a 1/10 of a second over the 3 in of Jake Newman. 3rd goes to the 97K of Jesse Love. 4th to the 67K of Holly Holland. Your top 4 finishers within 7/10 of a second of each other. 5th to the 3W of Brandon Welty, followed by Justin Dickerson. Dason Persley, unfortunately, there with the flat right rear tire after he met the concrete turn 4, and David Buntress. The top 4 cars within 7/10 of a second. An exciting heat race number 1. Expect more of the same here in heat race number 2. On the pole, car 50 will be Daniel Adler, and his outside defending War Sprint Car Series champion. Car 56 is Riley Kreisel. Row 2 on the inside, in car 3B of the Newman Racing Stable, Shelby Bosey, and his outside, in car 103 is Brock Hunnell. Row 3 on the inside, car 30T, Tyler Van Tolen, to his outside. Ran here last week as well. Car 88 in is Tyler Nelson. And rolling off 7th, the Hoosier. And car number 15 of the Petrie Motorsports stable. Young race car driver, just 14 years old. Picked up an $8,000 Twin Micro race earlier this year. One of the rising stars in the open wheel circuit. Car number 15 rolling off 7th is Emerson Axum. 8 laps of distance here for heat race number 2. Not a lot of quantity here tonight, Mr. Brian Shoemaker, but plenty of quality there in heat race number 1.
That is the exact best way to say it, Ryan Kent Jr., as we get ready to roll with heat number 2. 305 sprint cars, you need to be in staging now, please. 305 sprint cars, you need to be in staging now for heat action.
Many people ask what was the objective, what was really the point of having a lot of midget races here at Jacksonville. It's so we can get young racers, like most of them out of the Keith Kuhn stable, Emerson Axum, young local drivers that aren't at that national level. Maybe they don't have the equipment or the time, or they're of age to compete at the national level all the time, to simply come and get them laps. And they've been able to put on some fantastic racing so far throughout the course of the summer, and expect them to do so. This is where you can see the future, say, Kyle Larson's or Christopher Bell's of the sport, right here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Drivers start to get lined up side by side here for heat race number 2. Again, 8 laps the distance with everyone going to the big show here tonight. No B mains or last chance showdowns here this evening. Lights go out around the speedway. Daniel Adler, Riley Kreisel on that front row. Bosey and Huddle in row 2. Van Toll and Nelson in row 3. Emerson Axum back there in row number 4. Lots of work to do from that 7th starting spot. Field receives the 1 to go. Furrowed green flag from Alan Motley in the flag stand. These drivers set a slow pace over there through turns number 1 and 2. Drivers starting shotgun on the field. Riley Kreisel doesn't spend a whole lot of nights in a midget. Kind of working out some kinks in that. 3 wide life number 56 here tonight. Defending War Sprint Car Series champion. 8 laps, heat race number 2, set to come to green, and we go green. Adler gets a good jump early on the field on that Boss SR11. Kreisel up on the top side. Bosey through for second. Bosey by for second. Axum up a couple spots back and back. Kreisel gets a little wiggly off turn number 4. It's Van Toll closer in on him for the 3rd spot. Drivers negotiate their way through turns 1 and 2 and down the back chute. Bosey looks to the inside of Adler. Oh, car around. Oh, just missed his ass. So there did Emerson Axum. Looks like Nelson's going to be able to continue on. That was a close call for a couple of drivers. Everyone able to get away unscathed. Kreisel up nipping in the boards in turn number 4. Up front right now is Daniel Adler in car number 50. He leads the way over Shelby Bosey by about 3 car lengths. Opportunity to potentially start towards the front of tonight's A-main. Riding a 3rd Kreisel. Here comes Bosey. Bosey in car number 3. Battle for the lead. Adler shuts the door. Bosey goes back upstairs in turn number 1 and 2. Ripping the cushion. Diamonds down off the corner. Tries to get a good run down the back chute. Drives back to the inside. Car stopped in the front stretch. It's Nelson. He's going to bring up the caution. Tyler Nelson, the reason for the caution here on the front straightaway. He was involved in the contact with Tyler Van Toll over there in turn number 3 and 4. Emerson Axum just barely able to squeeze by. Looks like Nelson will take the hard right-hand turn and direct his car back towards the trailer. Tough break for him. Appreciate so many of these drivers making the trip here for just one night of racing in Central Illinois in terms of midget racing. Set to come back to green now with Adler out front. See if Bosey has anything on this restart. Bosey. 3 car lengths back. Here's Axum looking inside for spot number 3. Works inside of Kreisel. Can't do anything there. Bosey up top again in turn 1 and 2. Axum got a little crossed over that time in turn number 2. That opened the door for Van Toll to slide inside. White soaked in the air, one more trip around him. Here comes Bosey around the outside. Bosey's going to give it a shot. Can't quite get it done. Slider into 3 and 4. Bosey, oh, Adler slides up the track. Bosey near the wall. Drag race to the line. Adler picks up the win. At the line, give it to the 50 machine of Daniel Adler, able to hold on there for the heat race win after he and Bosey make contact in turn number 3 and 4. Second to the 3B of Shelby Bosey, third to the 56 of Riley Kreisel, followed by Emerson Axum in car number 15, Tyler Van Toll in the 30T, Tyler Nelson and Brock Hunnell unfortunately forced to retire from the heat race there. An exciting first heat race throughout, exciting finish there to heat race number 2. 305 sprint cars about to make their way out, Mr. Brian Shoemaker.
You just said, Ryan Candace, we were in between the first 2 heats. Why did we have so many midget races? It's once, just like you saw just there, some really exciting stuff for the midget cars here tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway. Let's introduce you to the field for the 305 sprint cars. 2 heats on the slate tonight, 6 cars in each heat. Drawing the pole pill tonight is the 00. That's Mr. Matt Fair. He's paired alongside the B8 of Ben Wagner starting second. Eric Shelton starts third in heat number 1. He's driving the 70 machine. And to his right, the last three-time winner here in the 305 sprint car class from Chapin, Illinois, the 5W of Paul Nienheiser. Rounding out in row number 3, starting in 5th is the 17 of Paulie Haley. On the outside from Weldon, Illinois is the 01 of Garrett Duff. Cars getting ready to push off here in heat number 1 of 2, the 305 sprint cars here tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway. Several of our local favorites on hand here tonight to compete in the winged sprint cars, including Paul Nienheiser, winner of the last 305 sprint car races here at the Jacksonville Speedway, along with the last MOA circuit 410 sprint race here. So it's been a very, very successful season here so far for Paul. Modified cars, you can begin making your way to staging, please. Modified cars, you can begin making your way to staging for heats. Caution lights are down. Leaders come around laps 3 and 4 as we get ready to go with heat number 1 here tonight in the 305 sprint car class. Matt Fair and Ben Wagner lead our field of 6 to the green flag, and here we go for heat number 1. Garrett Duff tried to make an early charge out of that 6th spot. He got up on the back tire of the 70 of Eric Shelton as we make first lap. Wagner holds a slim lead over the 5W of Paul Nienheiser. The 00 of Matt Fair sits in 3rd, followed by the 70 of Eric Shelton, the 17 of Paulie Haley, and the 1 car of Garrett Duff. Back to the race. That remains Ben Wagner after 2 laps. Paul Nienheiser hot on his tail. He's got the V8 hot in his sights as they come back around into the back. Turns 3. Behind him is the 70 car of Eric Shelton, the front 4 of 6 here in heat number 1. Garrett Duff has moved up, he's into the 5th spot. Paulie Haley drops back into the 6th hole. Back to the race lead. Ben Wagner continues to lead as Nienheiser tries to find a line around the V8 and they move into the back stretch. Ben Wagner has had a pretty solid season so far here at the Jacksonville Speedway, has not picked up a win or a feature win tonight in this season, but hoping to do so here, but he's going to have to hold off the 5W of Paul Nienheiser to make that happen. No easy task at the Jacksonville Speedway as they come back around the start-finish line. Matt Fair remains in 3rd, back as we get to the race leaders, followed by the 70 of Eric Shelton. Paulie Haley sits in 5th. The 1 car of Garrett Duff has moved off into the infield, coming off in turn number 1. Back to the race leaders. Ben Wagner still holding off Paul Nienheiser. What a run so far by the B8 and the 5W as they come back around to turns 3 and 4. Things continue to stay tight for the 3rd and 4th positions. That's the 00 of Matt Fair, the 70 of Eric Shelton. White flag flies for the B8 of Ben Wagner. 1 lap to go for a heat win for the B8. Here comes Nienheiser on the backstretch, trying to find a line around. Can he get it done as we come into the final 2 turns? Checkered flag will fly for the B8 of Ben Wagner. Nienheiser will take home 2nd place. Matt Fair finishes in 3rd, and the 70 of Eric Shelton finishes in 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of heat number 1, the B8 of Ben Wagner. Second place goes to the 5W of Paul Nienheiser, followed by Matt Fair, the 00, Eric Shelton, Paulie Haley, and Garrett Duff round out the field of 6. Modified cars, you need to be making your way to staging now, please. Modified cars, begin making your way to staging now. Heat number 2 of 2 coming up for the 305 sprint cars tonight. Let's introduce you to the field. On the pole for heat number 2, the 9T is Mr. Dylan Tuxor. On the outside, row number 1, starting second tonight is the X car. That's Robbie Standridge. From Springfield, Illinois, Bailey Goldsberry starts third tonight. She's in the 4 car on the inside of row number 2. Paired alongside Jeff Tuxor, he starts fourth in the 32. Jeff Mata pilots the 44 car tonight. He's starting fifth on the inside of row number 3. And rounding out the field of 6 from Wellman, Illinois, the 84, that's Tyler Duff. Once again, modified cars, make your way to staging now, please, for heat action. Modified cars, make your way to staging now for heats. Cars pushing off for heat number 2 in the 305 Sprint Car Series. The X car of Robbie Standridge, one of the top point collectors here so far in the 2019 series. Once again, your race field for heat number 2, Dylan Tuxorn and Robbie Standridge in row number 1. Bailey Goldsberry and Jeff Tuxorn in row number 2. Jeff Mata and Tyler Duff in row number 3. As the sun starts to set and gives us a beautiful golden glow on the back side of the grandstand here at the Jacksonville Speedway. The field of 6 makes its way into the backstretch and turns 3 and 4 as we get ready to go green here in heat number 2. Green flag flies and Robbie Standridge gets a great jump off of the green flag. Dylan Tuxorn has just a little bit of trouble and gets loose into turn number 2. Bailey Goldsberry trying to take advantage and take that second spot as we come back to the start-finish line. Tuxorn holds off Goldsberry for the time being. She's in that blue car trying to slide underneath the 9T of Tuxorn. Jeff Tuxorn sits in 4th, followed by the 84 of Tyler Dunn and the 44 of Jeff Mata, rounding out the field. Back to the race leader, that's Robbie Standridge. He comes into the backstretch in the red, white X car, spinning around into turns 3 and 4. Dylan Tuxorn trying to hold off the 4 car out of Springfield, Illinois. He remains in the 2nd, Goldsberry in 3rd. Jeff Tuxorn in 4th, Tyler Duff in 5th. Jeff Mata rounds out the field once again in 6th. Back to that battle for 2nd and 3rd as they come around turns 3 and 4. Goldsberry trying low, Tuxorn able to high as Tuxorn remains in that 2nd spot. Bailey Goldsberry trying to close the distance once again on the 9T as they come around turns 3 and 4. Not too far behind. 3rd position is the 3rd and 4th battle. That's Jeff Tuxorn and Tyler Duff trying to slug it out. Tuxorn just a hedge over. In that 3rd spot as Duff tries to go low on the inside as they come back around to the start-finish line. Back to your race leader, that's Robbie Standridge in the X car. He's made his way all the way around to turns 3 and 4. Dylan Tuxorn remains in 2nd. He's opened up a little bit of an advantage now over the 4 cars. They come to the start-finish line. Tyler Duff in 4th. Jeff Tuxorn in 5th, Jeff Mata in 6th, rounding out the field of 6 here in heat number 2. As Standridge comes back into the backstretch, remaining in the lead here in heat number 2. Dylan Tuxorn about 10 car lengths behind, trying to close the distance on that X car as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go for Robbie Standridge.
Back to the position for third and fourth now. Duff has really closed the gap here on Goldsberry as they come into the back two turns. Taking the checkered flag in heat number 2 will be Robbie Standridge. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of heat number 2 in the 305 Sprint Car Series, the X-Car of Robbie Standridge. Dylan Tuxhorn takes home second. Bailey Goldsberry finishes third. Tyler Duff, Jeff Tuxhorn, and Jeff Mata round out the field of 6 in heat number 2. DIRTcar UMP Modifieds making their way to the track tonight here at the Jacksonville Speedway. 12 cars on the registration list, 2 heats of 6. And we'll bring everybody back in the feature later on this evening. Kendall Oil Pro Late Models, you can begin reporting to staging, please. Kendall Oil Pro Late Models, you can begin reporting to staging. Let's introduce the field to you here in the Modifieds. On the pole, qualifying first in the 10K is going to be Kelly Kopsky. To the outside in row number 1 is the 16S, that is Steve Stolter. Starting third tonight on the inside of row number 2 is the 27 of Craig Roden. Paired alongside is the 00S, starting fourth of Cody Stillwell. Row 3 looks like this. The 99B is Brandon Ryan, starting 5th. And the T6 of Tommy Shepard makes the call. He's on the outside of row number 3. Kopsky, Stolter, Roden, Stillwell, Ryan, and Shepard, the grid for heat number 2, as the 99B of Brendan Ryan does not make the call. The front row of Kelly Kopsky and Steve Stolter lead us to green here at heat number 1 of the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. And we've got trouble right off the bat before we can even cross the start-finish line over in turn number 4. The 27 of Craig Roden and the T6 of Tommy Shepard get up close and personal as we bring out a caution flag before we can even drop the green. A rough night continues to get a little bit worse for the T6 of Tommy Shepard. Had a little bit of engine trouble. Back in the pit area, was not able to make the qualifying session. Came out for just one hot lap after we were complete with the introductory sessions, and now gets into a little bit of trouble here in the back of turn number 4.
Why you want to do different?
Just undo it. Here, I got it.
When lives are on the line, one company leads the way, Wheelin'. With reliable light and siren systems for law enforcement and emergency vehicles, durable warning lights for construction equipment, powerful beacons for aircraft, and high-powered warning systems for communities in danger, Wheelin' leads with technical innovations that have defined the industry, manufacturing innovations that protect the environment, and service innovations that build lasting relationships. Every part of every Wheelin' product is designed and manufactured in America tested on site to meet the toughest industry certifications, and proven in the harshest environments anywhere to make sure everybody goes home at night. On the road, in the air, around the world, Whelen is trusted to be seen, trusted to be heard, trusted to perform.
Turning number 4s will remain. Under red here in heat number 1 of the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. Kendall Oil Pro late models, Dirt Car UMP Street Stocks, and Hornets still on the slate tonight in heat action. We remind you we will not be racing here next Friday. We will be here though on Sunday, September 1st. Looking like it still may be a go for the T6 of Tommy Shepard as they get him separated. He gets a little heat back under the engine and rejoins the rest of the race field back in the backstretch. It's going to be an end of the evening for the 27 here. Number 1 as they'll get the hook on Mr. Road. Once again, a red flag here in heat number 1. There are UMP Modifieds on Odell Service Center night at the Jacksonville Speedway. Back to caution, cars begin moving in once again here in heat number 1. We'll get back to green flag here in just a lap or two. Once again, resetting the field for you, Kelly Kofsky and Steve Stolter. In row number 1, Cody Stillwell on the inside now, Tommy Shepard on the outside in row number 2. 6 cars originally on the sheet. 5 made the call, and now we're down to 4. The field comes around, and here we go. We go green in heat number 1. Kelly Kofsky jumps out to the early lead along the field as we come back into turns 3 and 4. Kelly will lead lap number 1, followed by Steve Stolter. Tommy Shepard holds on to 3rd. Cody Stillwell in 4th as we come into the back stretch. Trouble over in turn number 3 as Steve Stolter got turned around, and now the T6 and the 16S get tied up here in the front straightaway. What a rough night so far for the T6. Steve Stolter got just a little too high up in turn number 3, trying to find that straight line into the front stretch. And the T6 got the backside, but everybody's still moving, and we remain under green here in heat number 1. Back to the race leader, that's the 10K of Kelly Kofsky. Moving around into turns 3 and 4. Steve Stolter now a few car lengths behind, and followed by Tommy Shepard and Cody Stillwell sitting in 4th. white flag comes out. 1 lap to go for the 10K of Kelly Kosky here in heat number 1. The 16S of Steve Stolper remains in second, followed by the T6 of Tommy Shepard, who has closed the gap on the T6 on the 16S, trying to grab that second position. And the checkered flag will fly for the 10K of Kelly Kosky. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of heat number 1 of the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. Let's hear it for the 10K of Kelly Kosky. Kindle Oil Pro late models, you need to be in staging, please. Kindle Oil Pro late models, you need to be in staging for heats. Six cars make the call for heat number 2. Let's introduce you to the field here in the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. On the pole is the 78 car, that's Mr. Jeff Ray. Paired alongside, starting second, is the 22, that's Ryan Blakeman. In row number 2, Mr. Smooth Steve Tyman sits in third in the 36. Paired alongside Jeff Yates, starting fourth in the 70. Row number 3 consists of the 2 car of Jimmy Miller and the 9C of Russ Coltis, starting sixth. The field comes around and we go green in heat number 2. A clean start in heat number 2 as Ryan Blakeman tries to jump out on that early lead on the outside. He gets a little bit of an edge over the 78 as we come into turns 3 and 4. Blakeman holds the lead after 1 lap, followed by Jeff Ray, the 70 car of Jeff Yates, the 36 of Steve Tyman in fourth. The 9C of Russ Coltis takes fifth, and Jimmy Miller rounds out the field of sixth in sixth as we come back around to the start-finish line. Jeff Ray takes the lead now as the 22 car of Ryan Blakeman's got a little bit of trouble. May have been a little bit of contact, didn't quite see it from here at the scoring tower as the 22 makes his way off into the pit area. The 78 of Jeff Ray holds on to the lead. The 70 car of Jeff Yates trying to close the distance and take the top spot. Steve Tyven just a few lengths behind. He's in the 36 and third. Russ Coltis in fourth. The 2 car of Jimmy Miller in fifth. A little bit of mosquito repellent coming out of the 36 car of Steve Tyven. He's going to make his way to a sudden stop over in turn number 2. Back to the race leader. That's Jeff Ray. He's in the 78 car crossing the start-finish line, followed by the 70 of Jeff Yates hot on his tail. Russ Coltis now moves into third, and Jimmy Miller moves up to fourth as Tyven has made his way into the infield. The 78 of Jeff Ray continues to lead coming around turns 3 and 4. He will see the white flag first. He's followed by Jeff Yates. Russ Coltis, the 2 car of Jimmy Miller, who got loose in turn number 4, was able to hold on as we stay green with just a half lap to go. Checkered flag flies for the 78 of Jeff Ray. Number 2 in the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds here at Jacksonville, the 78, that's Jeff Ray. The 70 car of Jeff Yates finishes in second, followed by the 9C of Russ Coltis and the 2 car of Jimmy Miller. Heat number 1 of the Kindle Oil Pro late models coming up here at the Jacksonville Speedway. 5 cars on the sheet. 5 cars make the call here in heat number 1. Let's introduce you to the field. From Ashland, Illinois, the 11E of Brandon Eskew leads off the field. On the outsides, the 27, that's Colby Shepard. Dominic Mertzke starts in third. He's piloting the 7M machine paired alongside the 54 of Tony Harder starting fourth. Rounding out the field of fifth is the 2K. That is Kyle Van Dorn starting fifth. Remaining pro late models, you need to be in staging now. Remaining pro late models, you need to be in staging as we go green. Brandon Eskew takes the lap 1 lead, followed by the 27 of Colby Shepard, the 7M of Dominic Mirsky, the 54 of Tony Harder, who gets just a little bit loose there between turns 1 and 2, is able to hold on into fourth, and Kyle Van Dorn rounds out the field in fifth. Trouble for the 27 car. Got caught up in that cushion just a little bit at the start of turn number 3. And now the 7M trying to close the distance and make that pass. They get bumped up. The 27 and the 7M make contact in turn number 2. Mirsky moves up to the second position. Colby Shepard drops to third. All the while, the gap opening for the leader. That's the 11M of Brandon Eskew from Ashland, Illinois. He's coming around turns 3 and 4. Mirsky, Shepard, Harder, the 2K of Kyle Van Dorn. Rounding out the field, and now it's spin around for the 54 of Harder. We remain green. Brandon Eskew completing the field of 5 here in heat number 2, followed by the 7M of Dominic Mirsky. Colby Shepard trying to get things buttoned up there after he and the 7M had a little bit of contact here. Turn number 2, excuse me. The white flag flies for the 11E of Brandon Eskew. 1 lap to go here in heat number 1. Coming to the checkered flags, the 11E of Brandon Eskew. Dominic Mirsky takes second. Colby Shepard finishes up in third. Fourth place will go to the 2K of Kyle Van Dorn. The 54 of Tony Harder rounds out the field of 5. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of heat number 1 in the Kendall Oil Pro Late Models, the 11E of Brandon Eskew. Dirt Car, UMP Street Stocks, you need to be making your way to staging now. Street Stocks, you need to be making your way to staging, please. All 5 cars make the call for heat number 2. The starting grid looks like this. On the pole from Mendon, Illinois is the 45W of Denny Woodworth. On the outside, starting second, ladies and gentlemen, the 75C. Let's hear it for Chuck Mitchell. In row number 2, Tucker Finch starts third. He's in the red 25, paired alongside Andy Manette in the 1M. From Springfield, Illinois, Jake Little rounds out the field. He starts fifth in the 38J. Caution lights fall, green flag comes up, and we go green in heat number 2. Denny Woodworth takes the lead here in heat number 2, followed by Chuck Mitchell. Jake Little, has jumped up to third as he gets in front of Tucker Finch and Andy Manette, rounding out the field in 4th and 5th. Jake Little's got his eyes set on that second position. Chuck Mitchell's the man holding onto the P2 right now as they come into the backstretch. Let's see how Little tries to play it to get around the 75, or if Chuck Mitchell can hold him off as we come back around to the start-finish line. Mitchell continues to hold on in second. Here comes Little trying to slide underneath the 38J. Not going to get it done yet as they come into the backstretch. The race leader continues to be Denny Woodworth. He's in the blue 45, making his way across the start-finish line. He's followed by Mitchell, Little, Finch, and Manette, your field of 5 here in heat number 2. Coming into turns 3 and 4, a tight battle so far all heat long between Chuck Mitchell and Jake Little as they come back around for the turn number 1. Mitchell continues to hold on to the slimmest of leads into the backstretch for that second spot. Denny Woodworth continues to lead. A few car lengths behind is Tucker Finch in the 25 and the 1M of Andy Manette. The 3 of 5 make their way to the backstretch one more time. Denny Woodworth, Chuck Mitchell, and Jake Little as they come back to you at the start-finish line. Denny Woodworth sees the white flag. 1 lap to go here in heat number 2. The Question of the moment, can Jake Little make his way around the 75, or is time ran out for the 38J? We'll find out in the final two turns that the checkered flag goes to Denny Woodworth in the 45. Chuck Mitchell will hold on for second in the 75. Jake Little finishes third, followed by Tucker Finch and Andy Manette rounding out the field of 5. From Mendon, Illinois, your winner of heat number 2 is the 45 of Denny Woodworth.
Mr. Brian Shoemaker down here with ARCA. Now that's certainly unique. Emery, you having a good time here so far tonight at the races?
Yeah.
All right, now he's going to help us with our redraw, which is essentially going to determine what the invert is for tonight. We've got 4 plates. There's a 0, a 2, a 2, and a 3, and that determines the invert tonight for the modifieds, the late models, along with the 305. So he's going to pick one of these plates. We've done this the last couple of weeks. Last week, Corey Wyant ended up having to start 6th. He draws the 3, so we'll invert 6 cars for tonight's 305 late model and a modified feature events. Thank you very much, ARCA. Down here and get you a prize as well. Up next, stock cars and their heat races.
Dirt car UMP Street Stocks making their way onto the track here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Five cars on the sheet, 4 cars make the call. And here comes number 5. Drawing the pole pill tonight in heat number 1 is the 22 car. That's Mr. Darrell Dick. He's paired alongside Paul Bulbett, starting second in the 26B. The smooth criminal out of Concord, Illinois is Mike Jackson. He starts third tonight in the 89, paired alongside the 72C of Chet Peak. Rounding out the field of 5 is the 67R out of Jacksonville, Illinois. That's Rudy Zaragoza. Hornet cars, you need to be making your way to staging now. Hornet cars, make your way to staging because we go green here in heat number 1. Grabs the lap 1 lead. Mike Jackson trying to get around him in that Matt Gray 89. The smooth criminal out of Concord, Illinois sits in second. Rudy Zaragoza in third. Paul Bolton fourth. The 72C of Chet Peak rounds out the field in fifth. Back to the race leader, that's Darrell Dick. He makes his way into the back stretch. Mike Jackson trying to close the distance. Just about 3 car lengths behind is the man from Concord, Illinois, as they come back around turn 4 at the start-finish line. Positions 3 to 5 have tightened up with Rudy Zaragoza, Paul Holman, Chet Peak, rounding out the field as they come into turns 1 and 2. Dick continues to hold on to the lead. He comes into the back 2 turns. Mike Jackson digging into that cushion, trying to find a way to close the dirt gap as they come to the start-finish line. Caution flag comes out in turn number 4 for the 72C. That is Chet Peak. He'll get hip spelled, turn back around, and rejoin the race field as the sun has started to set and the temperatures dropping here at the Jacksonville Speedway. What a comfortable night to enjoy some local dirt track racing right here in the heart of Morgan County. So glad you're all joining along. Darrell Dick, Mike Jackson, Rudy Zaragoza, Paul Bulbett, and Chet Peak. The reset order as we come back around turns 3 and 4 and prepare to go green one more time here in heat number 1. A clean restart for the field of 5 as Darrell Dick continues to hold on to the lead in the backstretch. Rudy Zaragoza trying to find a way around the 89 of Mike Jackson. He goes high as Jackson stays in the middle lane. The white flag flies for the 22 of Darrell Dick as we get 1 lap to go here in heat number 1. Mike Jackson, Rudy Rudy Zaragoza, Paul Pulpit, and Chet Peak remain the field of 5 running order here with just a half lap to go. Daryl Dick has just a little bit of trouble up in turn 3, holds on, and he'll take the checkered flag in heat number 1. Mike Jackson finishes second, followed by Rudy Zaragoza. Paul Pulpit in the 26B finishes fourth, and the 72C of Chet Peak finishes in fifth. Your winner of heat number 1 in the dirt car UMP Street Stocks, the 22, is Daryl Dick. Hornet cars, you need to be in staging now, please. Hornet cars, you need to be in staging now, please. Four cars on the slate here for heat number 2. Brayton Bilger draws the bullpill. He's in the 17B out of Jacksonville, Illinois. Paired alongside will be the 2C. That's going to be Andy Zahn, the 5, the 4-time winner here in 2019 from Cerro Gordo, Illinois. This is the 5 car of Terry Reed. He'll start third. Chad Myers unable to make the call as we go green in heat number 2. You saw the 46 car being escorted around the front straightaway, not able to get the engine fired up and make the call in time. As our field of 3 comes into the back 2 turns here in heat number 2. Brayden Bilger holds on to lead in the 17B. The 2C of Andy Zahn sits in second. The 4-time winner in the street stock class so far this season is Terry Reed. He's in third, trying to quickly jump up to the top spot. He slides under Bilger, and now here comes the T5. Terry Reed holds on to the lead, crossing the start-finish line. Bilger and Zahn trying to get back up with him as we come into the back stretch. Terry Reed is now bumped up really high. May have hit a little bump or something there in the track coming into turn number 2. You saw the tires get real high on the T5 as he continues to hold on to the lead here in heat number 2. Brayden Bilger's in second. He's in the 17B, followed by Andy Zahn in the 2C, rounding out the field of 3 now here in heat number 2. The white flag comes out for the 5 of Terry Reed as they cross the start-finish line. Brayden Bilger remains in second, Andy Zahn in third as Reed comes into the back stretch. Half a lap to go for another heat win for the T5 of Terry Reed. And the checkered flag comes out for Terry Reed in the T5. Brayden Bilger holds on for second in the 17B. Andy Zahn finishes third in the 2C. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of heat number 2 in the dirt car UMP Street Stocks from Cerro Gordo, Illinois, the T5 of Terry Reed. Last of the heat races tonight here at the Jacksonville Speedway consists of our Hornet class. Seven cars on the sheet. 6 appear to make the call. Jacob Shanks on the pole. He's in the 31, along with Steve Stein in the 04 on the outside. Mike Eskew is in the 22. He starts third, along with Bill Basso starting fourth in the 44. Jim Dudlinger scheduled to start fifth in the 28. Nick Johnson starting sixth in the 30, and Josh Dove rounding out the field in the 21D as we go green. Jim Dudlinger, the car that misses the call in the 28. Here's we have a field of 6 in the Hornet heat tonight at Jacksonville Speedway. The 04 is Steve Stein. He crosses the start-finish line, followed by Mike Eskew in the 22. The 44 of Bill Basso sitting in third. It's 3 wide in the back stretch for 4th, 5th, 5th and 6th. And we've got trouble in turn number 3. We were 3 wide in turn number 3 with the 21D of Josh Dove, the 31 of Jacob Shanks, and the 30 of Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson's going to spun around as we were 3 wide in the Hornet class here coming into turn number 3. The reset order will be Steve Stein, Mike Eskew, Bill Basso, Josh Dove, Jacob Shanks, and Nick Johnson. The race field comes around and we go back to green here in the Hornet Heat. Mike Eskew gets around the 04s. They come into turn number 2. Mike Eskew, your new race leader, coming into the backstretch. Kenny Holden, start-finish line. We'll see as they come around the back 2 turns. Steve Stein moves to second. The 44 of Bill Basso holding off in third. The 30, Jay of Nick Johnson, tries to make a play to that third spot. He might have gotten for the Basso. The 21D of Josh Dove sits in 5th. And the 31 of Jacob Shanks back in the back in 6th. White flag comes out for Mike Eskew in the 22. 1 lap to go here in the Hornet Heat. Checkered flag flies for Mike Eskew in the 22. The 04 of Steve Stein finishes in 2nd. Nick Johnson finishes 3rd in the 30. Bill Basso finishes 4th, followed by Josh Dove in the 31 of Jacob Shanks, 5th and 6th, respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of tonight's Hornet Heat here at the Jacksonville Speedway, the 22 of Mike Eskew.
Everybody, I want to thank you for coming. I know Tommy's making a little noise here on the Lily. Let that go by. Wanted to say something here. The guy over here in the light blue shirt to my right, Ryan Kidd Jr., he's Came here from Indiana. He was our MOA announcer, has been our MOA announcer. He's been here every week helping with the midgets. Really good young announcer. This will be Ryan's last night here working for Jacksonville Speedway because he had an opportunity to become the third person from Jacksonville Speedway to go working full-time with the World of Outlaws. Ryan's going to leave us. He's going to go be a cameraman and join Jacksonville Speedway alumni Ross Weiss and racing director Mike Hess with the World of Outlaws here. So Ryan's going to be leaving. He's done an excellent job for us, and want to see him on his way and thank him for what he's done for the racetrack. He'll be back on September 25th with the World of Outlaws, but what is kind of cool is that we can look at that in some of the highest forms of racing and say, yeah, I remember when that kid was here at Jacksonville learning how to do it. So thank you, Ryan. It's always good to get people to move along. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, folks. It's been a fantastic year getting to work with a great group of people, and we kind of got to call us the Brian and Ryan show throughout the course of the year. And it's been a whole lot of fun to be able to entertain you race fans. See you guys in September. So thank you, I appreciate it.
How was your first day? That's Monday. Did you get moved in? Everything okay? Cool. Mine just got done with camp, and he probably can't talk right now because he's so damn drunk. So, guarantee it.
But you're good.
At least I don't have to run the radio tonight.
Right on. Hey, this is not even there. Huh?
I usually have to do both. That's
Right? Really?
That was at 11. Yeah, you don't talk rough. Yeah.
Did not know.
Ryan's grandson, I got a treat this morning. I went out early about 7 o'clock Indiana time, 6 I was picking tomatoes. All of a sudden I saw this bird outside it, a maple tree, and it was a immature male scarlet cannon. Oh wow! Yeah. I mean, you don't see too many of them. That was a treat. I understand you're a big bird person. I understand you got a book out. That's great. I just want to tell you that, man. You're making I mean, it was just unbelievable. I caught it just sitting in that little maple branch there, and then it flew off into pine tree. It was definitely.
So again, a reminder about tomorrow night over at Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway, the IndyCar Series. They were a great partner of ours last week to help present to you the Jacksonville Midget Championships. Go support them. Chris Blair and their team, they do a fantastic job of supporting short track racing. His son races with USAC from time to time in some different categories, so they're fantastic supporters of us here at Jacksonville, fantastic supporters overall of short track racing. I was able to enjoy the event last year with a friend of mine competing, and fantastic event now with the IndyCar Series at Gateway tomorrow night. Go down there, get yourself some tickets. I expect to be a pretty packed house. If you don't want to travel quite down to St. Louis, Macon in action tomorrow night as well. I think 5 or 6 classes are racing. 7 classes are racing in action to Macon at Macon tomorrow night. A week from tonight, 2 different options from our friends at Track Enterprises. $5 night. It's a bill with Abraham Lincoln's face on it. That'll get you in for the Brant season finale. $5 admission. That's next Friday, August 30th at Lincoln Speedway here in Illinois. Also, you can head down towards St. Louis, go to Tri-City, check out USAC Midgets and Sprint Cars. Should be a great night of racing there as well. Plenty of options coming up here over the next couple of weeks. It's a honor to see the stars of cars, the NTT IndyCar Series. Get some track prep done. See some teams and crews on the fence, on the outside of the racetrack, and even some on the backstretch. Stacy Kersley and Jesse Love. A couple young riders out of Keith Kuhn's stable making their way. Looking at the racetrack, maybe making an adjustment or two to their machines as well, maybe to just their mindset. As they get ready to tackle tonight's feature. And we'll line up for that here in just a little bit. Start to get cars to staging for the midgets in tonight's game. Your A-main running order tonight, the midgets, followed by the 305 wing sprint cars. Modifieds, Pro Late models, street stocks, and then the Hornets. Your A-main order tonight.
All the parts that you need to keep her on the road. For work, for school, everywhere you go. But sometimes they can be hard to find. Rock Auto's got the parts for whatever you drive. Upkeep on that work truck, you just save some big bucks. All the parts you're looking for delivered to your front door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
When you look at an independent like Burris, we can offer an array of choices to growers. The reason why
Take a shower.
So we need you to staging. Midgets, start to make your way to staging, please, for tonight's 20-lap A-main event. Once again, midgets to staging for tonight's A-main. Thank you. again, midgets, we need you to start to make your way to staging, please. As we've got a couple of them starting to roll up. Midgets, start to make your way to staging, please. Get line for tonight's 20-lap AMA. Track prep, couple final touches being done before we spread cars around the speedway for tonight's 20-lap AMA. Let's go ahead and give you tonight's starting lineup. Rolling off 15th on the inside of row number 8 in car number 23, Taylor Buttress. On the outside of row 7. Starting 14th, car number 9 was leading the heat race before an issue. And the Keith Coon stable, Dayson Pursley starts 14th here tonight. Is inside car 103, the Eola, Missouri native, car number 103, Brock Hunnell. On the outside of row 6, starting 12th, car 88, it is Tyler Nelson. And his inside, the Indiana runner, car 21D, Justin Dickerson. On the outside of row 5, starting 10th, in car number 30T, Tyler Van Tol. And his inside, defending War Sprint Car champion, car number 56, a 3-time winner this year in the non-wing sprint car, Riley Kreisel. Rolling off 8th, young driving sensation in Redwood City, California, car 97K, Jesse Love. And to his inside, car 3W, the all-black machine, Brandon Welty. Starting 6, she picked up her first career midget win here 1 week ago in the inaugural Jacksonville Midget Championships Open event. Car 67K of the Sirius XM machine, Miss Holly Holland. And starting 5th, 14-year-old Hoosier picked up an $8,000 micro win earlier this year. Won more than 20 features 1 year ago. Car 15, the Petrie Motorsports car, is Emerson Axum. Rolling off 4th, in car 3B, Shelby Bosey. It is inside, in car number 50, rolling off 3rd, Daniel Adler. Your front row starters on the outside, car number 97A, here on Odell's Service Center night, is the 97A of Austin Odell. And your pole sitter, winner here a couple weeks ago, 2-time winner with Power Eye National Midgets this season from New Berlin, Illinois, car 3 in is Jake Newman. 20 laps, 15 cars. Brian Shoemaker, we talked about before, not a ton of quantity tonight, but I promise you plenty of quality. As they said back in the day, you only need 2 cars to have a race. We've got 15, some of the best in the Midwest, some of the best locals here around Illinois, some of the best up-and-coming midget drivers in action here at Jacksonville tonight.
Well, if anything, Ryan, as we've seen before, this track is in really great shape tonight. We've been able to see these guys really get around the racetrack well tonight. And a lot of action in those midget heats should carry over nicely to the feature event here tonight. The first of 6 features coming up tonight for you here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Another reminder as we get ready for feature action, we will not be here this Friday. We will be here, though, this coming Sunday. That's September 1st. So once again, it's been a Sunday-filled late summer for us here at the Jacksonville Speedway. This is our first Friday in 4 weeks. As the previous 3, we have been racing on Sunday nights to make an amended schedule for rainouts and other obligations in the area. But we're here tonight on a Friday night. We will not be here next Friday, but we will be here next Sunday. That is September 1st. We invite you to come hang out with us, highlighted by those War Sprint cars, Ryan. That's going to be a whole lot of fun as well.
That should be a great event. We had a great non-wing sprint car feature here a couple weeks ago. More of that coming up. Talked about Riley Kreisel. See him in action there. Tonight presented to you by Odell's. They're also giving out a free 55-gallon drum of fuel to the main winner tonight. So I guess if Austin was able to pick up the feature win, he just gets to, he doesn't have to move it. Yeah. So he gets to keep it and take it home with him as well.
As we have been with the Summer Vision Series, Ryan, one person drawn at random receives that receives that tank of fuel after every race, and tonight it just happened to be the winner. So a little extra bonus tonight for whoever takes home the checkered flag.
Push trucks get word to start firing cars around the speedway. They get staggered out, and they're on the bottom of the track, so the push trucks can quickly pick up a car, fire it off, then quickly grab another and push it off. Get tonight's racing underway quickly. Final car firing right now, Tyler Van Tol. Let's start to get tonight's 15 feature starters into their correct spots. Expect a hard-charging Dason Persley tonight in car number 9. He starts back in 14th. Get the final couple of cars that are back in the pack. Set and into position. See some hard chargers coming from the back. All right, race fans, I invite you to get up and off your seat and onto your feet. Tonight's 15 feature starters going to wave at you and thank you for your attendance here. Tonight, we need you to get up and off your seat. Maybe line up your cell phone as well. Turn that flashlight on. And let some of the best midget drivers in the Midwest, some of the best locals as well. Give them a big wave. This is round number 5 of the Jacksonville Midget Series. Jacksonville Speedway, let them hear ya. One to go, shown to the field. Please do ask that you all do sit down so those around you can see the racing as well. Thank you for your attendance here tonight. That's the driver's way of saying thank you for being here. Jake Newman, Austin Odell on that front row. 20 laps of distance here at Jacksonville. Off turn number 3 and 4. It's time to take care of it. Jake Newman rockets to the early lead. Adler riding in there for second now. He's to the inside of Austin Odell down the back chute. And into 3 and 4. Posey right there as well. He and Adler went at it in the heat race. Now both to the outside. Here comes Holly Holland as well. She's trying to stick her nose in there. Posey around the outside looking for third. Everybody a little bit of wheels up there back in the pack. Posey trying to make the high line work. When will the cushion come in? Holly Holland slicing nicely back there. It's spot number 5 right now. Then it's Bob and Axum. Welty trying to work his way in there as well. Holly Holland, slight job for the 4th spot. Looking inside of Posey for 3rd as well. Holland goes to the middle in turn number 1 and 2. Follows Posey. Posey an air off turn number 2. Opens up the door for Holland. She shoves it in there. Can't quite get even with Posey this time by. Jake Newman is out front by about 5 car lengths over Austin Odell. Odell service center number 97. Here comes Holland for 3rd. Right to the inside of Posey. Slides up in front of the Illinois racer off turn number 4. Give 3rd to Holly Holland. She's going to charge forward. Started 6. She's up to 3rd. 4th running is Posey. 5th to Love. Look out for Dason Persley. He's already in the top 10, working towards the top 5. Young Oklahoma runner started back in 14. He's now sliding. Young Emerson Axum for the 7th spot. Those two side by side, they're back in the pack, working in on Daniel Adler. Here comes Holland for second. Holly Holland to the inside of Austin Odell. Great side-by-side racing here at Jacksonville. Holly Holland back to the inside of Odell. Tries to shut the door on her. Here comes Holly Holland up to second. Odell back to her inside, 1-2. Odell's got a piece of it right there. Holland gets on the line, or turns it back underneath him. Slight job into 3 and 4. Odell up top, tries to cross her over. Entering 1 and 2, can't get it done. Holly Holland has a rocket ship right now, and she is rolling on the bottom. All kinds of confidence after picking up that win here 1 week ago. Cross flags, 10 down, 10 to go. Battle for second, heats back up. Odell right there on the bumper. Side-by-side racing for second, for fourth, and 3 wide back there, battling for the 6th spot. Holland able to hold on to right now. She's got to get away from Odell. Not quite able to get in the last traffic yet. Holland falls back by about half a straightaway by Jake Newman. The last time by, she's about 2/10 faster than Newman. They are closing. She's able to work the middle of the speedway. Faster that time as well. Holland is closing on Newman. Will she have enough time? 8 laps to go. Newman works the top side of the speedway. Emerson Axel, hold on over there at turn 4. He's Persley, along with Adler Dukes now. Back there for the 6th spot. Plenty of good side-by-side racing going on right now here at Jacksonville. Newman not quite into lap traffic yet. That time, Holland slower by about 2 seconds. Got to start knocking them down. This next time out, they're going to get the high 5 from Flagman Allen Raleigh. That means 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go here at Jacksonville. See what Jake Newman does with a hot car. And a car stopped over in turn number 3 and 4. Yellow flag is out for Jason Persley in turn number 3 and 4. Tough break for the young Keith Coons Motorsports driver. He was running right in a tight pack of 3 cars between he, Emerson Axum, along with Daniel Adler for the 6th spot. Had a tough break as well during his heat race. He had charged from 14th to about 7th. Justin Dickerson taking it to the trailer. How about the charge from Holly Holland, race fan? She's a knocking on the door right now in 2nd. Coming up for the restart, 5 laps to go here at Jacksonville. Newman leads us back to green. Here comes Holland. See what she's able to do. Love throws a slider on Odell for the 3rd spot. Able to get in front of him. Holland right there knocking on the door. Newman, she works the bottom side. 4 laps to go here at the mill. Car up and into the pits in turn number 3 again. Try it again. This time it's young Emerson Axum into the fence. Tough break for the young Indiana runner. He's into the wall in turn number 4, Ryan.
Ryan just got caught up there in a pile of a bunch of cars coming around the back of the pack there in turn number 4. He was the man that drew the short stick there. Comes up into the wall after a little bit of a collision. He's going to see if we can get the young man restarted back with the rest of the race field.
So what was the battle for 6th between Adler in car number 50, Axum in the 15, and Persley in the 9. Since Persley in the 9 and Axum in the 15, into the turn 3 and 4 wall. Tough break for them. Four laps to go here at Jacksonville. Strong run as well from Jesse Love. He started 8th. He's up to 3rd. Strong run from the California runner. Jake Newman holding on right now. Has led them all to this point. One here a couple of weeks ago. 1 to go. Shown to the field. Stay single file back to the outside of that orange cone. Don't hit the cone. Pass before the cone, and definitely don't go under the cone. We're on the front stretch. 4 laps to go. Could Newman hold off Holly Holland? Maybe Jesse Love's in the right spot. 4 laps to decide it here at Jacksonville. We come back to green off turn number 4. Newman gets a good restart. Holland rolls right through the middle. Back to the inside of Newman this time. She's about a car length back. Newman's protecting that bottom, preventing himself from trying to get slid. Does anyone try the top here late? Van Tol pulls to the infield. Van Tol pulls to the infield. Holland back down low. Gonna be 2 laps to go this time. See what Holland's got. Odell trying to hold on to the third spot. Here comes Holland within a car length. Down to the bottom side of turn 3 and 4. They're almost side by side. The white flag. Here comes Holland to the inside. Newman ripping the top. Wheels up for Holland. She falls back a couple of car lengths. She's going to stuff her nose in there in 3 and 4. At the line, coming to it. Newman picks up the win. What a finish, Jacksonville Speedway. How about that? Holly Holland comes up just short. Your winner tonight, Jake Newman, for the second time of the year here at Jacksonville. Winner of the Odell Service Center, barrel of fuel as well. Side by side with that 67K, coming to the white flag, ultimately able to hold on for the victory. Picks up some Power I wins this year, and now 2 wins here at the home track at Jacksonville. Just down the road in New Berlin, Illinois. Gonna climb out of this Pioneer. Darren Wood and Son, Brand Professional Agriculture, number 3 in. He's got hashtag Do It for Grady on the nameplate as well. Jacksonville Speedway, let him hear your midget winner here tonight, Mr. Jake Newman. Big hugs and congratulations from crew members. He also goes home with a barrel of fuel from Odell Service Center and Sunoco Race Fuels. A strong run of this year on the Power Ride National Midget Trail. Has really used these Jacksonville races as an opportunity to get some more laps. Get this thing dialed in. He's got the headphones out. Jacksonville, he can hear you now. How about it for Mr. Jake Newman? Coming to the white flag. You see Holland here inside. What goes through your mind?
Yeah, I saw her on the inside, and I figured I could see nobody was really up there except probably some of the guys in the back, and I figured there's nothing to lose, so you might as well try it. Get hooked, and we got around her, and I had a chopper going into 3 and hold the bottom, so that's all it took.
You talked about, as a race car driver, how much this helps you here at Jacksonville tonight. Probably the toughest local field we've had all year long from top to bottom.
Yeah, it's actually, he's brought 3 cars, and it's tough every night, so it helps when we get ready for Power Eye shows, and we'll just take it from there.
I know there's a lot of people that make your effort possible. Who would you like to thank for your victory tonight, their contributions?
Can't thank Brant, Modern Paving and Scrap, Wood, Heating and Cooling, just everybody, Littleton, Midwest Sheet Metal, and Did It for Grady, and the Ecker family in Wisconsin.
Absolutely. Also goes home with a barrel of fuel from Sunoco Race Fuels and Odell's Auto Service. Go there and get a picture with them as well. Big thank you to Odell's for their effort here tonight. Up in a hand for all of our midget competitors. That was one heck of a feature event. Holly Holland comes up just short after a win last week, but ultimately it's the just down the road in New Berlin here in Illinois. Jake Newman picking up the feature win. An exciting A-main tonight here at Jacksonville. Brian Shoemaker, see the 305s making their way onto the Speedway. Back to you, my friend.
Brian Kidd Jr., the midget cars have definitely provided quality entertainment for us here tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway as we get ready to go with more local class racing here tonight. 305 sprint cars making their way out to the high bend quarter miles. For tonight's featured lineup, here's your starting grid. On the pole tonight from Weldon, Illinois is the 84 of Mr. Tyler Duff. On the outside, starting second is the 4 car from Springfield, Illinois. That's Bailey Goldsberry. 3-time winner here in the 305 sprint car class at Jacksonville from Chittenden, Illinois. Paul Nienheiser starts third in the 5W. To his right, starting fourth tonight's the 9T, that's Dylan Tuxhorn.
In row number 3, Ben Wagner starts 5th tonight. He's the V8 car, paired alongside Robbie Standers, starting 6th for the X. In row 4, the 00 of Matt Fair starts 7th, and the 70 car of Aaron Shelton starts 8th. Paulie Haley starts 9th tonight. He's on the inside of row number 5, piloting the 17 machine, alongside the 32. That's Jeff Tuxhorn starting in 10th. Row number 6 is the 01 of Garrett Duff starting 11th, and the 44 of Jeff Motto rounds out our field of 12 cars here tonight in the 305 Sprint Car feature. The race field gets in formation for tonight's 305 Sprint Car feature. Get a little extra heat under those engines as we get ready to go. Once again, your starting grid, Tyler Duff and Bailey Goldsberry in row 1. Paul Dienheiser and Dylan Tuxhorn in row number 2. Ben Wagner and Robbie Standridge in row number 3. Matt Fair and Eric Shelton in row number 4. Paul Haley and Jeff Tuxhorn in row number 5. Garrett Duff and Jeff Motto round in row number 6. Race fans, give him another wave, give him another shout, get on your feet and get ready and get loud for our 305 Sprint Cars as they come in front of you one more time at the start-finish line before we go green here in Jacksonville. Caution lights are down. One more lap around and we'll go green tonight here in the 305 Sprint Car feature in the Jacksonville Speedway. Coming around turns 3 and 4, Tyler Duff and Bailey Goldsberry lead the field of 12 to green. And here we go, the 305. Trouble right off the start here to be the 00 of Matt Fair as he makes his way instantly into the infield here in turn number 4. Coming off the first lap, the 84 of Tyler Duff leads the field, followed by Bailey Goldsberry. Paul Dienheiser coming up third as they come into turns 3 and 4. Dylan Tuxhorn, Robbie Standridge, and Ben Wagner for next 3 and 4 and 6 respectively. They're followed by the 7th, Rick Shelton, the 1 car of Garrett Duff, the 32 of Jeff Tuxhorn. The next 3, rounding out the field, is the 44 of Jeff Mott. Back to the start finish line, Tyler Duff holds on to the lead. Here comes Paul Dienheiser. Around around underneath in turn 2. He goes low. Pillsbury shoots back in front of him for second as they come into the back 2 turns. Here we come. Start finish line. It's a neck and neck race right now between the 84 and 4. Pillsbury, Paul Nienhuis, Robbie Standridge right behind as we come back into the back 2 turns. The start finish line, Bailey Wolf. Nienhuis jumps in from the 84. The 84 has trouble in turn number 2 of Tyler Duff. He drops back the fourth now as the next car of Robbie Standridge jumps in front of him. Nienhuis low, he slides underneath the 4 car by the Paul Nienhuis takes the lead into the back stretch. Bailey Goldsberry drops back to second. Here comes Standridge. Standridge trying to get through the 4 cars now in the second position. The 84 car of Tyler Duff, once in the early lead, back to fourth. He's trying to shoot back into that top 3. Back to Dylan Tuxford. He's in the fifth spot, followed by Ben Wagner in the V8. Coming back to the race, Paul Nienhuis coming up on lap traffic already in the 5W to shoot around the 44 of Jeff back stretch. Robin Andrews is now up to second. He's got to go. He comes to the start-finish line, followed by Gailey Goldsberry. And Tyler Duff in third and fourth. Dylan Tuxford remains in fifth. Ben Wagner in sixth. The one car of Garrett Duff. Jeff Tuxford in eighth. The 70 car is Eric Schultz. He's in ninth. And now here comes Nienhuis, the race leader on the next stretch to grab his fourth 3:05 sprint car feature win of the season in Jacksonville. Now still continuing to hold this lead as he goes around lap traffic into the back stretch. Robbie Standridge trying to close the gap as he comes across the start line, remaining in second. Bailey Goldsberry in third. In fourth. Tuxford in fifth. Ben Wagner. Garrett Duff. Continuing to split through lap traffic like a hot knife through butter. He's coming around on the high side, trying to get around Jeff Tuxford in the 32. Robbie got the back stretch to go to catch up with the 5W as they come around turns 3 and third and fourth remains tight as Billy Goldsberry and the 4 car, the 84 of Tyler Duff, continue. Heck, coming in the 2 turns. They've got to get around lap traffic. Let's see who can hold on to the advantage as they come to the start-finish line. It's the 84 of Tyler Duff. Third, we come back to the race leader. That's Paul Nienhuis. He is in the start-finish line. A speedy 5W tonight out of Chapin, Illinois. Robbie Standridge trying to close the gap. 2 turns to the back stretch. He remains in second in the X car. Tyler Duff in third. Wagner has now moved into the top 5. He passes the 9T of Dylan Tuxford for fifth. Flag comes out. 1 to go for Paul Nienhuis in the 5W. Looking for his fourth 3:05 sprint car feature. Jacksonville. He's got the win under his belt. And number 4 for the number 5 of Paul Nienhuis. The X-car, Robbie Standridge finishes in second, followed by Tyler Duff. Ben Wagner, who sprints up to a fourth place finish, And the 4 car of Bailey Goldsberry rounds out the field in fifth. helmet comes off, earpieces come out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your champion of tonight's 305 sprint car feature, Paul Niedheiser. Let him hear it, folks. We can get loud here tonight at the Jacksonville Speedway. Paul, your fourth 305 sprint feature win here this season at Jacksonville Speedway. I think if you get to 5 of 6, they give you a punch card and you get a free chicken sandwich in the cafeteria after we're done. Another great win for you tonight. What's it like with this kind of consistency here in the 305 class?
Well, I've been saying it for a couple years now. I just really feel like I've got as many laps as anybody around here. So coming here pretty consistently helps, and just kind of knowing the tendencies of the racetrack. And we've had really good race cars, whether it be my 9X car or Caleb's 5 car, and it takes a lot of people to make it happen, but I gotta say thanks to Big T's, that he bought our pit passes tonight, Leon Septic, Tom Finch Automotive, ABC Mini Storage, American Rentals, all you fans for coming out here on a Friday night supporting this deal, and hopefully keep clicking them up.
We'll see you again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Niedheiser, your champion of tonight's 305 sprint car feature here at Jacksonville. Paul's fourth win this season in the 305 sprint cars. Getting ready for feature number 3 of 6 tonight here at the Jacksonville Speedway. That comes in the form of the dirt car UMP Modifieds. 12 cars on the sheet. Let's introduce you to the feature grid. On the pole tonight is the T6. What a night he's had so far. Starting in the pole, ladies and gentlemen, the T6 is Tommy Shepard. Russ Coltis starts second. He's on the outside of the 9C. Steve Stolter's third in the 16S, along with Jeff Yates starting fourth in the 70. Kelly Kowski and Jeff Ray make up row 3. Cody Stillwell and Jimmy Miller make up row 4. Craig Roden and Steve Tyvett make up row 5. And Ryan Blakeman and Brandon Ryan round out the field in row number 6 as the 12-car field goes green here at Jacksonville. Tommy Shepard and Russ Coltis nose to nose as we come around the back 2 turns here in the early laps of the dirt car UMP Modifieds feature. Tommy Shepard holds the lead, Russ Coltis in second. The 70 car of Jeff Yates in third, followed by Kelly Kowski and Steve Stolter, the top 5 of 10. Here in tonight's feature that make the call. Cody Stillwell sits in 6th, followed by Jeff Ray, the 99. Of Brandon Ryan, the 22 of Ryan Blakeman, and the 2 car of Jimmy Miller make up the back half of this 10-car field. Tommy Shepard remains in the race lead. He comes across the start-finish line of the T6. Russ Coltis just a half of the cat's whisker behind in the 9C, followed by the 70 car of Jeff Yates and the 10K of Kelly Kowski. The top 4 have opened up a little bit of a gap over the rest of the race field as Shepard comes back to the cross-finish line, remaining in the race lead. Coltis, the 70 car of Yates, Kelly Kowski, the top 4 as we come into the back 2 turns. Steve Stolter's just about 5 car lengths off the pace. He's in the 5th spot, still holding on to a top 5. The back half of the pack is led by Cody Stillwell in 6th, Jeff Ray in 7th, the 22 of Ryan Blakeman in 8th, the 99 of Brandon Ryan in 9th, the 2 cars, Jimmy Miller, holding on to the back of the pack in the 10th spot. Back in the race lead, Tommy Shepard continuing to open up a little bit of a gap over the 9C of Russ Coltis. Kelly Kowski trying to make a move to get in front of that 70 car. Kelly jumps up to the 3rd spot as we come into the back 2 turns. Splits between the 9C and the 70. Kelly Kowski trying to thread through the needle. As we come into the back 2 turns, Kopsky trying to make a play for the second spot. Kopsky jumps up to the second, and we've got a caution flag over in turn number 4. The 78 car of Jeff Ray. An unassisted spin around in turn number 4 brings out a caution flag here in the modified feature. Tommy Shepard holding on to the lead, folks. As Kelly Kopsky making a play. Splitting through the 9C and the 70 there on the last lap. Tommy Shepard, Russ Coltis, Kelly Kopsky, Jeff Yates, Steve Stolter, the top 5 of 10 as Jeff Ray makes his way to the back of the field. Tommy Shepard brings us back to green, and here we go one more time. Kopsky going low. Kopsky gets the best of the edge in front of the 9C, and Kopsky moves up to second. Kopsky now in the 10K has moved up to the second position as we come into the middle laps here in the modified feature. Kelly's sights set on the T6 of Tommy Shepard as they come across the start-finish line. Coltis has moved back to third. Jeff Yates remains in fourth. Steve Stolter remains in fifth. Cody Stillwell in sixth. Ryan Blakeman has moved up to the seventh spot in the 22. The 99 of Brandon Ryan is in eighth. Jimmy Miller and Jeff Ray battling it out for the back 2 positions in ninth and 10th. They're nose to nose coming across turn number 4. Cody Stillwell stumbles in turn number 2. Ryan Blakeman moves up now. Blakeman has moved up to the 6th spot. Ryan Blakeman, who started back in 9th, has now moved up to 6th, trying to get into that top 5 talk here tonight in Jacksonville. Back to the race leaders, that's Tommy Shepard at the T6. Kelly Kopsky hot on his tail as they come to the start-finish line. Shepard holds the advantage coming to turn number 1 and 2. Kopsky goes high, Shepard goes low. They both go to the middle here in the back stretch. The 9C of Russ Coltis and Car links behind in third, trying to close the gap, followed by the 70 of Jeff Yates. Shepard still in the lead. Kopsky trying to make a play, trying to get around that T6 as they go high. Kopsky goes into the backside of the T6. The T6 slows down just a bit. Will it be enough for the 10K to make the advantage? Not yet, as Tommy Shepard continues to hold the lead. Russ Coltis in third. Jeff Yates moves back up to fourth. Steve Stolter in fifth. Blakeman in sixth. Stillwell. The 99 of Brandon Ryan. The 78 of Jeff Ray. And the 2 of Jimmy Miller rounding up the racing field. 10 cars moving strong here in the modified feature. Back to that race for the top spot. Tommy Shepard and Kelly Kopsky come across the start-finish line. The T6 has had a heck of a night. Engine trouble before hot laps. Trouble in the heats. Got to start on the pole and is now trying to hold on for a big checkered flag win tonight here in Jacksonville. White flag comes out, 1 lap to go for the T6, and we've got a caution. Just as Alan Motley was ready to wave that white flag, a caution comes out over in turn number 4 for the 2 car of Jimmy Miller. Race fans, what do you think so far? Do you think Tommy Shepard's going to hold on to this win tonight? Or do you think Kelly Kopsky's going to be able to chase him down here in the late laps? Let's reset the race field for you. Tommy Shepard, Kelly Kopsky, Russ Coltis, Jeff Yates, Steve Stolter, your top 5, as it has been for several laps here in the modified feature. Ryan Blakeman, Cody Stillwell, Brandon Ryan, Jeff Ray, and Jimmy Miller make up the back half of the pack. As the caution lights come down. Green flag flies. Here we go. One more time in the modified feature. Clean restart from the 10-car field. Tommy Shepard holding on to the lead coming into turns 3 and 4. Hot on his tail is Kelly Kofsky as the white flag flies for the T6. 1 lap to go here in the modified feature. Coming into turns 3 and 4. Shepard shuts the door and takes the checkered flag. Feature win for the T6 of Tommy Shepard. Kofsky takes second. Russ Coltis takes third, followed by Jeff Yates and Steve Stolter, your top 5 here tonight in the modified feature in Jacksonville. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your winner of tonight's dirt car. UMP modifies the T6 of Tommy Shepard. Tommy, I'll tell you what, it's been quite a night for you. We saw you have trouble there early in the night getting the car started, had a little bit of trouble in the heats and everything, but man, oh man, persistence pays off, and you come out with basically a wire-to-wire win tonight here in the feature.
Yeah, man, my crew never gave up on me. They busted their ass. We had a battery go bad in the beginning of the night, and it's just a weird thing to have. And put a new battery in it, and these guys busted their ass after the wreck in the heat race. I feel like we kind of got one handed to us after that invert. I don't like winning like that, but honestly, the way this thing's driving right now, I'll take it.
That's a great night. We're happy to see you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I want to thank everybody that sponsors this race car. Ace Sign Company, VP Racing Fuels, Incredible Tees, Multi-Fire Wires, Tommy Scott, Littleton Storm and Timber, GTS Race Supplies, Wiles Drive Shafts. Literally, there's so many people that keep me going. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Tommy Shepard. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of tonight's modified feature here at Jacksonville. Getting ready now for the Kindle Oil Pro late model feature here tonight. On the pole is going to be the 27, that's Colby Shepard. To his outside, starting second from Springfield, Illinois, is the 38J, that's Jake Little. Dominic Mirsky starts third tonight. He'll be piloting the 7M machine on the inside of row number 2. To his right, the 75C is Mr. Chuck Mitchell. from Ashland, Illinois. Starting 5th tonight is the 11E of Mr. Brandon Eskew. On the outside of row number 3 from Menden, that's the 45W of Denny Woodworth. Row 4 looks like this. Kyle Van Dorn starts 7th tonight. He's in the 2K car. Tucker Finch is on the outside, starting 8th in the 25. The last row is row number 5, Tony Harder. Tony Harder starts on the inside. He's in the 54, paired alongside the 1M of Andy Manette. Colby Shepard and Jake Little lead the field as we go green here at Jacksonville. Clean start for the Kindle Oil Pro late models as we come into the first 2 turns. Jake Little trying to jump out to an early lead, but Colby Shepard shuts the door on him around turn number 4. Little and Shepard nose to nose as they come to the start-finish line in lap number 1. Chuck Mitchell in 3rd. Brandon Eskew in the 7M of Dominic Mirsky slugging it out for 4th and 5th, followed by Denny Woodworth in the 45W. Trouble over in turn number 4 for Jake Little. Alan Molly tried to hold on, but we go ahead and throw the yellow flag. More trouble tonight up along the fence line for the 38J of Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois. Tow truck comes out to escort the 38J of Jake Little. A tough night for the 38J. Having trouble in the heat earlier this evening. And now gets a look escort here in tonight's feature. Friday, we will be here Sunday, September 1st. Highlighted by the War Sprint cars here at the Jacksonville Speedway. On a Labor Day weekend, we invite you back Sunday, September 1st. We will not be racing here this coming Friday. Jake Little makes his way off the track. We'll get the race field reset here in just a moment and get back to green flag racing. We'll get the field reset. Colby Shepard, Chuck Mitchell, Brandon Eskew, Dominic Mirsky, Denny Woodworth, Tucker Finch, Andy Manette, Tony Harder, and Kyle Van Dorn get a single file restart order. Caution lights come down. We'll give it another try here in Jacksonville. Woodworth out of Mendon, Illinois, jumps in front of the 7M of Dominic Mirsky. Danny Woodworth moves up to fourth at the start-finish line as Chuck Mitchell and Brandon Eskew are hot on the tail of the 27 of Colby Shepard as we come into the back two turns. The top five all bundled up like a fist as we come across the start-finish line. Colby Shepard now has been third in the middle of it all. He drops back into third. Chuck Mitchell moves into the lead. Brandon Eskew in second. The 7M of Dominic Mirsky got slowed down as Colby Shepard got slowed down, and now Mirsky drops back to sixth. And we've got a caution coming into turn number 4. That's the 2K of Kyle Van Dorn. Tough break for the 7M of Dominic Mirsky. He got slowed up when the 27 got slowed up. He dropped back a few places. Mirsky drops back the 6th spot. Andy Bennett, Tony Harder, Kyle Van Dorn in the back of the pack. Back up to the front, it's Chuck Mitchell, Brandon Eskew, and Colby Shepard here front for 3, followed by Denny Woodworth, Tucker Finch, and Dominic Mirsky. Green flag, and here we go one more time. Denny Woodworth jumps in front of the 27. The man out of Mendon moves into third. He's got his eyes set on the 11E. Trying to move up to that second spot is Denny Woodworth out of Mendon, Illinois. He crosses the start-finish line in third. He's going high as Eskew goes low. The 45 jumps up to P number 2, and now trying to take that top spot from Chuck Mitchell. Chuck Mitchell remains in the lead as we cross the start-finish line. Denny Woodworth, Brandon Eskew, and a tight battle for 4th and 5th as Tucker Finch has now joined the conversation for the top 5. He jumps in front of the 27 and he moves up to 4th. Mirsky drops back down to 7th. Andy Bennett moves up a spot or 2. He's in 7th in the 1M, followed by Tony Harder, the 2K of Kyle Van Dorn. Back to the race leaders, Chuck Mitchell, Denny Woodworth going at it as we come back around the back 2 turns. Here comes Mitchell. The Rooster Man loses the lead as we come back to the start-finish line. Denny Woodworth in second, Brandon Eskew growling behind very, very subtly in third. He's in the 11E as they come into the back 2 turns. Tucker Finch in fourth, Colby Shepard in fifth, Dominic Mirsky in sixth. The race lead is back in the back stretch. It's Chuck Mitchell and Denny Woodworth. Brandon Eskew right behind both of them. We've seen that 11E try to thread through the needle before. Keep an eye on the man out of Ashland, Illinois as the race lead comes into the back stretch one more time. Tucker Finch is a few car lengths off in fourth, followed by Colby Shepard in fifth. Here we come. Race lead comes back around the start-finish line on the grandstand side. Denny Woodworth by an edge over the 75. The 11E right behind him on his tail. Trying to pick up in the second spot is the 11E of Brandon Eskew. Eskew and Mitchell get real close right in front of the start-finish line. Mitchell holds on to the lead by just a hair as they go into the back stretch. Denny Woodworth opens up a very slight advantage over 2, 3, and 4 spots as they come back around to the white line. Mitchell, Eskew, Tucker Finch in fourth now. Colby Shepard in fifth. Mirsky in sixth. Tony Harder in seventh. Kyle Van Dorn in eighth. Denny Woodworth holding on to the race lead as Brandon Eskew has now moved up to second. The 11E out of Ashland trying to hunt down the 45 out of Mendon as they come into the back 2 turns. Chuck Mitchell and Tucker Finch in third and fourth. Finch has had a heck of a run, jumping all the way up to fourth. He's trying to pin down Mitchell to grab that third position. Slowly but surely, Denny Woodworth and Brandon Eskew are coming up on lap traffic at the 2K of Kyle Van Dorn as they come around the start-finish line. Tucker Finch trying to hunt down Chuck Mitchell for the third and fourth positions. Colby Shepard holding on to fifth. Dominic Mirsky a few car lengths off the pace in sixth. As the race lead comes back around turn number 4. That's Denny Woodworth. Brandon Eskew spinning hard, trying to grab some traction, trying to find a way around the 45. Not going to do it yet as the 45 continues to hold on to the lead in the backstretch. SQ and Woodward. The last two as the white flag flies. 1 lap to go for Denny Woodward. Brandon Escu's got to make a play here soon. Let's keep an eye on them as they come into the backstretch. Woodward opens up a slight advantage. Into the final 2 turns. The checkered flag will fly for Denny Woodward in the 45. Brandon Escu finishes up in second, followed by the 75 of Chuck Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for tonight's champion of the Kendall Oil Pro Late Models. It's Denny Woodward. Denny, you pick up a win here tonight in Jacksonville, started in the middle of the pack, just kind of made the right moves at the right times, and it all paid off for you tonight, didn't it?
It did. On that last restart, top 3 drivers left the bottom over, went to the bottom, left the top open. I thought I'd go for it.
That was the way to go tonight. Who else helped you along the way here tonight to get it a win?
Melvin Linder and his son Reed. It's a 3-man team tonight.
Sometimes that's all you need, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Denny Woodward, tonight's champion of the Kendall Oil Pro Late Model class here in Jacksonville. Time to go for their car, UMP Street Stocks. Let's introduce you to the starting field tonight on the pole. The 4-time winner this season in Jacksonville from Cerro Gordo, Illinois, Terry Reed, starts first in the 5T. Daryl Dix on the outside, he's in the 22 car. The smooth criminal Mike Jackson starts third tonight out of Concord, Illinois in the Matt Gray 89. To his right is the 67R from Jacksonville. That's Rudy Zaragoza starting fourth. Row number 3 looks like this. Braden Bilger starts 5th tonight. He's in the 17B. And Andy Zahn starts 6th. He's in the 2Z car. Paul Volpin drives the 26B machine. He's starting 7th on the inside of row number 4. Along with the 72C, that is Chet Peak starting 8th. Rounding out the 9-car field, that's Chad Myers. He's in row number 5 in the 46. Caution lights are down. Terry Reed and Terrell Dick take us to green here in Jacksonville. We get 3 cars wide early as Rudy Zaragoza was trying to make a play to get up in those front 3 cars. He's alongside with Braden Bilger and Andy Zond as Terry Reed continues to lead this field across the start-finish line. Mike Jackson moves up to 2nd. Daryl Dick in 3rd. Andy Zond, Rudy Zaragoza, and Braden Bilger all piled up in the backstretch for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Chet Peak, Paul Bulbin, and Chad Myers rounding out the field of 9 cars in the early laps here of the Street Stock feature. Terry Reed holding on to the lead. Mike Jackson just a few car lengths off the pace. Daryl Dick in third. A tight battle still for fourth, fifth, and sixth. 3 wide as they come across the start-finish line, and we've got trouble in turn number 4. Yellow flag comes out for the 72C. That is Chet Peak in turn number 4, as we'll get the field reset under caution. Terry Reed on the lead. Mike Jackson trying to find a way around the man from Sarah Gordon. It has been a tight battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th so far between Rudy Zaragoza, Braden Bilger, and Andy Zahn. In the middle of the pack, going 3 wide a couple of times here around the high bank quarter mile. The 46 car of Chad Myers has exited the track. The 46 had a little bit of a rough time here tonight. Saw him being pushed through earlier this evening during the introductory runs. Having a little bit of car trouble and now makes an early exit here tonight in the street stock feature. Terry Reed, Mike Jackson, Daryl Dick, your front 3, Rudy Zaragoza, Andy Zahn, and Braden Bilger, the middle of the pack, Paul Bolton, and Chet Peak rounding out the field as we come back to green. Tight little battle has developed now for second and third between Daryl Dick and Mike Jackson as they come to the back stretch. Daryl Dick's edging him out by just a hair as they come into the back 2 turns. Terry Reed remains in the lead. Daryl Dick goes low and holds on to that second position. Mike Jackson drops back to third. Rudy Zaragoza and Braden Bilger in fourth and fifth. Paul Bowman in sixth. Chet Peak in the 72C in seventh. And we've got a spin around and a caution over in turn number 4. That's the 2Z of Andy Zahn. Caution lights come down. Adam Mackey keeping us moving tonight here in the race tower. Alan Motley working the flags as we reset the field here in the street stock feature. Terry Reed takes us back to green, and here we go one more time. Terry Reed remains in the lead. Daryl Dick trying to close that distance. He's in second at the 22 car. Mike Jackson, Rudy Zaragoza, Braden Bilger, 3, 4, and 5. Bilger's trying to find a way around the 67Rs. They come into the backstretch to get to that 4th position. Back to the race lead, though, that's Terry Reed coming across the start-finish line one more time, followed by the 22 of Dick. Bilger's hot on the tail of the 67 as they come into turn number 2. The 17B out of Jacksonville, trying to climb up just a little bit up the ladder here tonight in Jacksonville. Paul Bulpett, Andy Zahn, and Chet Peak rounding out the field in the back of the pack as Terry Reed continues to see open air in front of him as we come into the back 2 turns. The 4-time winner from Saragoro, Illinois, trying to make it 5 on the season here in the street stock feature. Race field not moving much in terms of position changing here in the waiting laps of the street stock feature as Terry Reed continues to hold on to the lead. Daryl Dick has now dropped off a little bit off the pace. He's in second, followed by Mike Jackson in the 89 and third. That battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th is still tight between Rudy Zaragoza, Braden Bilger, and now Paul Bolton has moved into that conversation as well as they come back into the back stretch. Bolton trying to make a way around Bilger as they come into turns 3 and 4. Bilger shuts the door on him in turn number 4. Bilger in 5th, Bolton in 6th. Sarah Zaragoza in fourth. Back to the race leader, that is Terry Reed. He'll see the white flag, 1 lap to go here in the street stock feature. He's followed by Daryl Dick in the 22. 1 lap to go, a half a lap away from the 5th win of the season for the T5 out of Cerro Gordo. And the checkered flag will fly once again for Terry Reed at Jacksonville. Daryl Dick, Mike Jackson, Rudy Zaragoza, your top 4 will get to that 5th finish as Paul Bulbin was really trying to make a late charge to grab that 5th spot. Ladies and gentlemen, picking up his 5th win of the season here at Jacksonville. Let's hear it for the T5 of Terry Reed. So we can say the same thing from you. You're about one win away from a punch card of getting a free chicken sandwich back in the cafeteria there. Another great night for you. Pretty much a big wire-to-wire win almost after you were able to jump up there really fast.
Yeah, it's great racing here. I enjoy racing here. I always thought making Speedway is my favorite track, but I think Jacksonville is starting to become my favorite track. I enjoy racing here every week. I enjoy the guys I race with. I enjoy my help. Donnie and Aaron all week helping me. My wife for letting me be out in the barn. And thank all my sponsors I have on the race car. Thanks all the fans for being here. And thank the Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, thank you very much, Terry. Great to see you in victory lane once again. Terry Reed, ladies and gentlemen, your champion of tonight's Dirt Car UMP Street Stock feature. One more feature event to go tonight here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll close up shop at the Jacksonville Speedway on what has been a beautiful, beautiful Friday night here in the heart of Morgan County. Let's introduce you to our starting lineup for tonight's Hornets feature. On the pole from Springfield, Illinois, that's the 22 of Mike Eskew. To his right, starting second tonight, is the 04 of Steve Stein. Nick Johnson starts third tonight. He's in the 30 on the inside of road number 2, along with Bill Basso in the 44, starting fourth. From Jacksonville, Illinois, Josh Dove starts fifth tonight. He's in the 21D on the inside of row number 3. And the 31 of Jacob Shanks starts sixth in the 31. Once again, we remind you we will not be here this coming Friday night. We will be here Sunday. That's September 1st. Mark your calendar to come wrap up your Labor Day weekend with us right here at the Jacksonville Speedway. Caution lights fall, green flag comes up as our 6-car field gets ready to go green tonight here in Jacksonville. Whoa, a little bump and run there for the 22 of Mike Eskew and the 44 of Steve Stein as they cross the start-finish line. Nick Johnson's right behind him in the 30J in third. Bill Basso in fourth, Josh Dubb in fifth, and the 31 of Jacob Shanks in sixth. Stein continues to hold on to the lead, followed by Mike Eskew and Nick Johnson. A tight run for first, second, and third so far here in the early laps of tonight's Hornets feature. Bill Basso, Josh Dubb, and Jacob Shanks round out the back of the pack in fourth, fifth, and sixth. The race lead comes back to the start-finish line. It's the 04 of Steve Stein. Mike Eskew, excuse me, trying to get on that high side, trying to get around the black and blue 04, but can't get very far. Johnson right behind the both of them, prowling around like a cat on the windowsill is Nick Johnson, trying to find a way around the front two race leaders as we come into turns 1 and 2. Bill Basso a few car lengths off the base, he's in fourth. Josh Dubb and Jacob Shanks close neck to neck for fifth and sixth on the back stretch. Mike Eskew going high, trying to get that lead up for the 04 of Steve Stein. Let's see who's got the advantage as they come to the start-finish line. It's Eskew just by a hair as we come into the waning laps here in tonight's Hornets feature. Mike Eskew, Steve Stein, Nick Johnson, your front three, neck and neck as they have been all run so far here in tonight's Hornets feature. Eskew starting to get a little bit of an advantage. Stein drops back to third. Nick Johnson moves up to the 2 spot. They go 3 wide. Trouble for Eskew in turn number 2. And now Nick Johnson sprints up to the lead in the 30J. They come into the back 2 turns. It's Johnson, Stein, and now Mike Eskew, who is having a little bit of trouble now after bumping to that wall in turn number 2. He has dropped way off the pace in the 22 and sits in third. The race leader is Nick Johnson in the 30J. He sprinted up after the 22, had a little bit of trouble and got caught the wall up in turn number 2. Something definitely not right in the 22 of Mike Eskew as now he's dropped all the way back to fourth and is quickly going to drop back to fifth. As the 21D gets in front of the 22. The race leader in the backstretch is the 30J. That is Nick Johnson. The white 30J continuing to hold on to the lead here in the late laps of the Hornets feature. Steve Stein trying to catch up with him. 1 lap to go for the 30J as Eskew makes his way off the track in the start-finish line area. The checkered flag will fly for Nick Johnson in the 30J in tonight's Hornets feature.